Welcome to the Right On Sports Show. There are many sports shows out there, but this one is Right On. Four guys giving each other hell about sports and their sometimes questionable choice of teams. Featuring the head of the table, Kyle Wright, the king of shit takes, Marcus Wisner, the show's resident asshole, Nick Gurley, and finally, doing all the dirty work, the show bitch himself, Drew Gorman. How these guys all get along, we may never know, but let's try to find out. Let's get started.
Welcome, everybody, to the Right On Sports Show. Heartbroken, underwhelmed, and just pure hurt today on the Right On Sports Show. And that's just me. Everybody else is here.
Yeah, we'll let you have that.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. Thank you. Everybody else is here except for, of course, Nick Gurley, who is missing his contractual show per month. Kyle Wright here with Marcus Wisner down in Tampa, Drew Gorman here in studio, and RJ Jackson sitting in on the show once again. How you fellas doing?
I'm great.
Doing pretty good.
I've been having a blast.
Yeah, pretty good myself.
Yeah.
I've been memeing FSU fans all day. I can't even lie to you. I can't even lie to you, bro. They've been walking in, they were walking into Best Buy today, just heads down, sad as day.
Man.
And as soon as they walk up, just, hey, yo, how Prime treating y'all?
Easy to hang your head today as a Florida State fan. It's obviously I'm a Florida State fan, but I you guys know as well as I do, I try to come into the show with a very objective view on things. But it's easy to get overwhelmed at times. And as the Florida State side fan of me, or the Florida State fan side of me, is very distraught over what went down today. I'm not mad at Travis Hunter. I don't. If you would have thrown $1 million in my face when I was 17 years old, I would have taken a shit right then and there on the ground and paid somebody $100,000 to clean it up for me. And I'm not mad at Travis Hunter for taking that bag. I'm a little upset with the way he handled it, not telling the Florida State staff, but I'm not mad at him for getting that bag. I mean, go get it. Florida State can't counter it until today because the NIL deals are a little bit different here for the state of Florida. You know more about that than I do, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with the whole situation of him not letting them know, I kind of don't feel bad with that situation because there's been multiple situations where kids think they're going to a school and then the night before get a phone call and be like, hey, we're pulling your scholarship.
Yeah.
And you're not coming here anymore. So at days in, I'm all for the players sticking it to the man.
Woo.
So you barking up the wrong tree with that one, my boy, because you got to stick it to them if they're going to cut you like that.
Well, the whole time you guys were talking, whole time you guys were talking about losing Mr. Hunter and Travis and all that, I kept thinking, I'm like, man, because it was still early in the morning when all that went down. I'm like, man, I haven't gotten any notifications about any LSU guys leaving. And I'm like, okay, well, I just hope there's not a big old bomb that drops. Well, I'm okay with how we ended up. We ranked 18th nationally, and the whole time it was nice to know that there was always below, because Mr. Nick Gurley and them Florida Gators.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Who?
So
could be worse. Who?
I was quite pleased with how we ended up today, and I mean, worse could be worse. It could be worse, but we were projected to be somewhere in the mid to high 20s, and we ended up 18 right now. So I'm pretty happy. Could get better, but just let Brian Kelly start talking to some of his Notre Dame recruits.
Hi, Hamley.
Hi, Hamley. So, and we'll roll from there. But
what's Florida ranked?
Like
60th.
60 something.
Bro, they ain't even got a better class than Minnesota.
They don't even have a better class than Toledo as of right now. Toledo has a better class.
Who?
Eastern Carolina. Chris Johnson, baby.
Ay.
CJ2K. No, but the Travis Hunter situation, just to touch on that for a minute, I want to know how you guys feel about the details of that, because Barstool swoops in and is a major part of this. $1.5 million is the rumored number that is being thrown out. 1.5 mil. And that's essentially a contract. And since nobody else will talk, I guess I'll just keep going. But
Well, we were waiting for you to finish your point.
Yeah,
Waiting for you to finish your point before we throw
No,
it.
feel free to jump in at any point. I'm just trying to keep dead air from popping.
I mean, as RJ said, I'm all for the players getting paid, all for the players sticking it to the man. Like, hey, you deserve a little bit, because what's the percentage? Like 0.04% of players that play in college make it to the NFL, and probably if that. So
but Drew, out of that percentage, we're not talking just like a guy who's a 2-star. We're talking about the number 1 recruit in the country.
What?
How many number 1 recruits in the country go to the NFL?
Man, he's
Probably a very good chance that you're going to go to the NFL. Like, we're talking a solid chance.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I feel like number 1 overall recruits are the ones that flop the most.
I'm about to say
to that standard.
I'm looking up previous years now.
So since how many number 1 overall recruits have been drafted? How they fared? So we got DJ Williams that played at Miami and then for the Broncos. Kevin Jones, who played at Virginia Tech and then the Lions. Vince Young, Ernie Sims.
Ernie Sims was Florida State.
Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
Gene
Pretty
Monroe.
good career, right?
Yeah.
Andre Smith. Joe McKnight. Daquan Bowers. Matt Barkley.
Matt Barkley was the number
Ronald
1 overall
Powell.
recruit.
Out of high school? Yeah, Matt Barkley was nice.
He was a slinger, right?
Out of modern day? Yeah.
He was a slinger.
I remember that whole Matt
Clowney.
Barkley thing. Remember, he was supposed to be a 1st-round pick, and then he goes and says, I'm going to stay with USC, and then tears his ACL like the 2nd game in.
Yeah, bro, it was
like,
a
oh my
mess.
gosh.
Darrell Green Beckham from Missouri.
Yep.
Robert Nkemdiche.
Mm-hmm.
And Leonard Fournette.
So, like, literally every guy that you just named, NFL.
I mean, they made it, but, like, there's
That's
only
the
a
whole
handful
goal,
that
like,
are
initially.
I
You know
mean,
what
yeah,
I'm
but there's
saying?
only
Like,
a
the whole
handful
goal
that
to
are
make
like
it.
noticeable.
Successful, right?
Like we
I
got
think Travis Hunter has been like one of the highest graded, recruits essentially, and they said in a long time.
I mean, that's great, but none of that matter until you get out there and start playing.
yeah, exactly.
Like
I'm
all this high school that, bruh. These recruiting sites got recruiting all over the place. So I want to see what's gonna happen when that man get out there and actually got to play with them boys. 'Cause
Well-
you can hoop on Kyle from down the street.
Well,
I appreciate that.
a little problem I had was because earlier today I was looking, and as soon as it came up, I'm pretty sure you guys got the same notification, but I texted Nick. I'm like, hey, I thought this guy was the number 1 overall recruit. Well, according to ESPN, he's the number 2 overall recruit.
It just depends on where you're looking. 24/7, he was number 1. Rivals, he was number 2.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Who was in front of him? Because I thought Quentin went to Ohio State, which he's going to Texas now anyway. But
Yeah.
that's here nor there. My boy saw CJ and said, I ain't playing.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the overall rankings were because it was somebody up north. He was definitely number 1 in this area. Like, it was probably somebody that went to Michigan or Ohio State, I would imagine. Or it may have been the kid that went to Texas A&M. Drew's looking that up right now. But
You said Rivals?
yeah, just look at Rivals, number 1 overall recruit.
Texas A&M had a crazy class.
I agree. Kyle Albritton, and he's in the Facebook comments that said, and he says 24/7 is the only one that truly matters. I agree with that. Rivals is too biased. They really pick their guys and stick.
I like the what's it called? I like the ESPN because like they handle the opening and they do like the whole Elite 11 thing. So like
Yeah.
I kind of like that because it's just more. I feel like overall, I feel like that one's the best because like for me, 24/7 is just like we trying to get any kind of pinch of a story, some scruff. We just praying for some news
They were right today.
over there.
They were right today.
Yeah.
Nothing over there?
Y'all do got a pretty.
It shows
one dude's cool,
Travis
though.
Hunter. But I
That's
don't
number 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right after him is Walter Nolan,
Where'd you go?
A&M.
Jeez.
Hey, A&M about to make a push, man.
And I think
Jimbo's doing his thing.
I think Walter Nolan's out of Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean the man.
Beat
Can,
Alabama one time and look what happens.
the man can recruit, and
No,
that's
yeah.
that's what he's selling them on right now. Look, bro, we just beat Bama. Come on,
Speaking of Alabama,
you come here. We're gonna start piecing it together.
Speaking of Alabama, their highest signed commit is number 4 overall, Jeremiah Alexander, and apparently he's jumped up the boards a whole lot because it's showing that he's got 2 arrows pointed next to his picture with 26 So apparently he's jumped up 26 spots to go to number 4 all of a sudden.
That end of season tape drop is what happened.
Like, wow.
I was looking at the rankings today in recruiting, and I noticed something very crazy about Alabama's rankings. Florida State pulled in a total of 15 recruits today. Alabama pulled in 19. Not 19 recruits, 19 4-stars.
Telling you, man, it's that the championship mentality that they have over there.
Did you hear the
They
phone
just
call
win.
that was recorded with a recruit the one time?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That man straight up said it was pretty much the basis is if anybody tells you you're gonna get on the field anywhere earlier, that just tells you their program suck more than us. So you need to come play for us.
I mean, if you play at Alabama for 3 years, you're guaranteed to at least play for a national championship.
3, you need 2.
That's what I mean. You're guaranteed.
Get that boy
to
2
at
years,
least
2
play
years
for
and
one.
a shot at the league just because you went to play for Nick.
And you're gonna get drafted. I mean, we've seen dudes.
They drafted a long snapper, bro.
Yeah,
They got a long
I
snapper
was gonna
drafted.
say they got a long snapper draft.
You
I
can
mean,
go to Bama and do anything,
We've seen guys have very mediocre careers at Alabama.
especially if you play quarterback. They don't produce those.
Marlon Humphrey's a good example. I mean, he wasn't like very, very good at Alabama or anything, and I mean, look at him now.
I mean, he was pretty decent at Alabama, but he's straight in the league.
I'm comparing every.
Yeah,
like,
I
to,
think
to
honestly,
the
I think he
Alabama.
got better in the league. Honestly,
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
like 100%.
Zach Lesnar says maybe A&M will finish 9-3 instead of 8-4 next year.
Listen, to SEC West is
Do
very
they have a
unforgiving.
real quarterback? Because that's been like the biggest thing they've been missing.
Well, apparently Calzada, he's in the transfer portal, ain't he? Who was the guy who was starting this year for him?
yeah.
Calzone?
Well, I mean, you got to
Calzone,
I'm
exactly.
hungry. Bose is closed.
no cap.
Speaking of quarterbacks and transfer portal, how about Spencer Rattler to the South Carolina Gamecocks?
He got his USC
Let's go.
confused.
Yes, I saw that. got the wrong USC.
Oh, he did transfer.
Who?
Yeah.
Calzada.
Calzada.
Where you going, boy?
Calzada's in the transfer portal. Max Johnson and his number 1 recruit brother are now A&M Aggies.
Well, did Max Johnson go? I know his
Yeah,
brother committed.
they both
but-
went.
So Max Johnson went over there today too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a package deal. You get one of them, you get both of them. So that might be why Calzada's leaving.
No. Well, so King's coming back. Haynes King, the guy that he took
Yeah.
over for, is coming back. But also Texas A&M got Connor Wingingham, who is the number 1 top prospect that committed in this class. So between those two, he's like, I'm not playing. Call me Quentin Years. I'm out of here.
I don't want to
He's
even
at
get started
Texas.
on him.
He saw CJ play and knew
Yeah.
I'm not playing, so he got up out of there.
Oof.
It makes the most sense for him. He should have just played another year here.
Got some comments rolling in, baby.
Yeah, I'm getting there. We got Tyler Spalding saying Travis Hunter, Deer Hunter, Coach Prime, Amazon Prime, Optimus Prime. It don't matter. FSU will beat UF and Miami this year. I love that. I'm going to love that on behalf of Right On Sports Show.
I think that's a very accurate take. I mean, Emory Jones is transferring out. Florida lost a bunch of guys to the transfer portal, still only bringing in the 60th ranked recruiting class. Or 50th, as Kyle Alberton corrected me on earlier.
Josh Tucker, buddy who was just in the studio earlier, saying
Much love.
sad, devastating day for Florida State fans and anyone that believes in any word from any beat writer on Recruiter from here on out. Wow, that came out terribly. We were done dirty, and we won't forget this or forgive it.
So I do want to just throw away my unbiasedness here for a second. This was kind of a disaster day for Florida State, and it goes beyond the Travis Hunter situation. Julian Armella, our number 1 offensive tackle recruit, was supposed to sign today. He pushed his announcement back to National Signing Day, or I'm sorry, not National Signing Day, but Under Armour game.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Coleman is now expected to not come to FSU. 5-star wide receiver is expected to. He's going to announce at the Under Armour game as well. Everything's pointing at him going to Miami. We also lost our offensive coordinator today, of all days. Took the Oregon job this morning on National Signing Day. Good job, fuckhead. Thanks for that. Not sure why that happened, but if you need an explanation, like if anybody ever asks you why you don't cheer for Florida State, mention this day. It's a good example. Today's been rough, man. I mean, it's still pulled in a top 15 recruiting class. So
Yeah.
top 17 right now, but they were number 15 as of like an hour ago. But then they dropped down a little bit more.
Well, Zach Lesnar, given for anybody who isn't paying attention, is given a little bit more clarity to the situation, saying, imagine if every NFL player was an unrestricted free agent. That's basically what college football is now with the transfer portal.
The transfer portal, NIL, it's really I don't know about this new college football, man. I really I love the NIL. I love that players are finally being able to be compensated for the talent that they put through and the profit that they bring in for the school. However, I do think it's going to have to be handled almost like a contract situation if you're going to have shit happening like what happened today.
110%. But also, like, to go with that, like, you also got to remember that a lot of these guys, like, recruiting's messed up right now, too. Because there's not a lot of room for these new kids to come in because all these juniors, seniors, and red shirts are still getting extra years of, eligibility as well. So that's messing up the recruiting game as a whole because that's literally how numbers are getting thrown off. And now people are like, oh, we thought we was going to go here. You call in 15 minutes later and pulling that kid's scholarship because these kids can't return. And it's looking like I don't know if they got an extra one again this year, but we know, I know there's a couple of guys that like have literally played college football for like 7-8 years.
Well, I know Jermaine Johnson was on notes as a senior for Florida State, but he announced that he was entering the draft. So I don't know.
Like, what's his name from Nebraska? Martinez. He's been at Nebraska for what, 6 years?
Dude, yeah, and he's transferring.
And he's transferring. So like, bro, like at some point, like you got to go to the league. You have been in college football for like how long?
My man's about to be third. He's going to be announcing his retirement in college football.
That's what I'm saying. Like that junk is.
I played 13 years today, and I officially announced my retirement. I will be accepting a coordinator position.
And I love the transfer portal as well. Like I think the transfer portal is like a good thing because you got a lot of kids that like go to the school and really do make the wrong picks.
Yeah.
But where the transfer portal goes wrong is with these quarterbacks, is because they go there and they get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing. Dang. You never know. Charlie could break his leg in week 3, and now you starting. And that's what's happened a lot of these places. So it's just a matter of being patient. But kids ain't built like that no more. And so that ain't going to happen.
I also hate the in-season transfer portal. I hate that. I hate how they can just dip out mid-season.
Well, I mean, you can dip out, but you can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing.
No, but I don't.
I hate how you can. I
announce
agree
that you
you
in the portal. I mean, that's what Charlie Brewer did, and look how Utah did.
I view that as quitting on your team.
Exactly.
It ain't no different. You are, but at that point, it ain't no different than quitting on your team at the end of the season.
Like right now,
you knew I was leaving.
Right now, LSU is in a world of hurt because with Max Johnson transferring out, who's going to play quarterback for us in the bowl game? We let our 5-star backup, Garrett Nussmeier, freshman, we let him play 4 games throughout the season to not burn his red shirt, and now we're forced into a situation. We're basically begging the NCAA, like, hey, let us play him, but not make it count.
Please, God, what's the other kid's name? TJ. It's not TJ Finley, right?
No,
that's Auburn.
He's at Auburn. Yeah. But it was like,
Bo Nix is in the transfer portal too.
Bo Nix is so
Charlie Brewer.
I call him Bo Picks.
Unless he's playing LSU, but
he could probably dub Florida State.
Huh?
What?
Oh, I mean that's not Jacksonville State beat us.
David Paul Haight is saying paying them is going to ruin these kids. Bigger issues are going to trickle down into high school and rec league. Grade schools don't prepare kids to deal with money that's being thrown into these athletes' faces. No loyalty.
Straight up, Coach Haight. Preach.
See, that's academic restructure, though. That's stuff that needs to be – I mean, you're going beyond sports at that point because, I mean, how many times have you used algebra in your real-world life? Marcus is a finance guy, and I don't think you've ever had to figure out what X is, right?
No, I don't even do math.
No, there you go.
That's crazy.
There you go.
Wait, you said you don't do math and you in finance, boy?
That's what kind of finance that guy is. Explain your stance here.
Well, what are you financing?
Pretty much. Literally, I work on spreadsheets that do the formulas for me, and I get paid to do that.
I love that. I love that life.
Yeah, exactly. Like all I do is pull it up, and it's as long as everything is green and not red, then I'm good to go. I turn it into somebody else.
As long as it's green and not red. Okay. Okay. Let's go with that then.
I love that. No, I mean, that's academic restructure, though. I mean, that's beyond, like I said, beyond sports. They don't get you ready for the real world at all. Talking about taxes and, you know.
They didn't do that to begin with. But.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. They don't get you ready for taxes. They don't get you ready for trying to build your damn credit.
But that also goes into just like full-blown education reform at that point. Like, that's a lot deeper
is this
issue.
an education podcast now? Like, are we about to start telling, like, hey, you need to get rid of the core classes? Like, what's going on here?
I mean, those are actually already on the way out. So you straight.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, man,
Thank
don't
God.
get me started. They were trying to get rid of FSA and all that after I graduate. I had to go through all that ACT stuff, bro, and they ain't even got to do that no more.
You didn't even have to take the FCAT, motherfucker. Let me tell you about that.
I did have to take the FCAT. Yeah, bro, I had to take the FCAT, and then I was old enough to switch over to FSA. I had to see both sides of it. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Well, we got Marcus an early Christmas. Kyle Albritton saying Merry Christmas to you with that job, and and we've also got Colton Thursby saying calling out Kyle, saying Kyle Aaron Wright is doing his best to hold himself together. He's been drinking since noon. Been a long day for us.
That's not true. I didn't get here till 12:30.
And
but I've been drinking since then.
And
12:30.
Coach Haight is saying grade school is a flawed system. Parents are less involved, having to work multiple jobs. High school coaches don't get paid shit.
Unless you're in a different state outside of Florida.
And Josh Tucker is saying turn that documentary shit off. Don't no one want to see that kid anymore.
That's why we got him up here. This is your last chance to see Travis. Maybe you see him in an FSU uniform for one more time.
Well, I'm trying to see Jackson State
versus
play
FSU. Yeah, I need it.
I'm here for it.
They will get absolutely rolled.
That's cap.
They will get
That's cap.
rolled.
That is such cap.
They will get absolutely rolled.
Not with all the 5 stars there.
That's what I'm saying. Them boys is about to go hoop because clearly they can recruit them.
They will get rolled. They come to Tallahassee. They will get absolutely clipped.
Dion gonna pull up in Tallahassee and turn y'all into a pack just like he did back in the day. Boy gonna turn up Tally all again.
We were talking about that today. We should invite Jackson State to come play Florida State in Tallahassee, and then at halftime do like a jersey unretiring ceremony.
Unretiring.
Oh no,
that's crazy. His son gonna come out and hang 70 more on y'all.
Rip that shit down. Rip that shit down. Why does everybody talk about Dion like he's a superstar coach?
I mean, they haven't played bad. I mean, like, if you watch their games, like, they don't look bad.
But the dude's been in the coaching game since 2012.
What? You're moving. You're moving.
Oh, we moving too much? We good? All right, we back?
No, I think it's him.
Hello? There I am. I'm moving too much? My microphone can't even keep up with all my movement?
They just didn't want to hear that bullshit you about to say.
Yeah, no.
It's like, we're going to cut you off.
That's fair.
We're going to cut you off.
No, Deion Sanders, Jackson State will get drummed. Thank you, Coach Haight.
Yeah, Coach Haight said, I played in the SWAC. Jackson State will
that's
get drummed.
He did. Hey, that boy was a demon, though. Coach Haight was a demon. My man went to an HBCU and was a straight demon. I learned everything I know from this man. That's my dog right there.
I would get absolutely
shout out the legend.
Now I feel like Kyle Albritton.
Dion paid $7 million.
Kyle Albritton, I love it.
Fuck you, Barstool.
My boy said I'm never eating another pizza again.
I'm not,
he was
dude.
so hurt.
One bite. I'm taking 2 bites, you piece of shit. Fuck you, Portnoy.
I'm taking 2 bites.
No, but I mean, Dion's been coaching since 2012 and hasn't put out any pro talent. And I mean, in those 9 years, he's only put out 2 notable recruits, and those are his 2 sons, and they're both flops.
I mean, I wouldn't call his son a flop. I mean, he ain't played bad, but at the same time, it's not his job to. Once he gets you out of, he was in high school. Like once you out of high school, it's not his job to develop.
But he's not. But he's not developing highly touted recruits either. Like he don't have these like 4 or 5s coming out of there.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, are these kids looking like 4 and 5 stars?
I'm just saying, man.
You gotta hold them. You gotta hold the thing accountable too. Now you can't be having little Jimmy out here being a 5-star when he don't look like a 5-star.
I just don't want it to get twisted. He did not go there for Dion. He did not go there because it's an HBC. He went there to get that bag.
I mean, and if he did, shout out that man for finessing y'all.
But that's cool. Yeah,
like,
he did. He hurt my feelings.
But how many times did y'all probably hurt that man's feelings on Twitter? Like, you know
today?
No, not definitely today, bro.
I was gonna say I definitely.
But also, here, but like, imagine just like all the little rumors and stuff that like, oh, he might decommit, he might come off.
I definitely. God damn it.
That boy Kyle over there heard about FSU. They don't want to hear nothing about Travis and him.
So, is this something that you guys are gonna see like maybe in the future recruiting classes, like like these top tier recruits might not go to. Like Alabama, like these top tier schools, or that you think they might go to a lower school depending if there's like money involved? Is this something you're going to see more often?
No.
Yes. Maybe.
I mean, not only
Defend.
This one did only happen because Deion's there. Like, it's not gonna like, I'm not like, Travis didn't go there for Deion. He went there for the bag. But this deal only happened because Deion is at Jackson State. If Deion Sanders was not at Jackson State, there's a 0% chance that this happens. And I think that's more of a reflection on the racism in our country, and not about like this particular situation, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more of
that
like,
makes sense.
Papa John's ain't throwing Alabama State $1 million.
Because usually it's kind of like one of those like a domino effect. It's like, if you commit to a big school like Alabama or Texas or things like that, usually the NIL contracts or the opportunities roll in with that. But in this case, kind of, it's the bag came first, then Jackson State.
Well, you also got to look at it like this too. Like, a lot of these like top recruits nowadays are their own brand. Coming from 10th grade forward, they're their own brand. So I have to move like a brand. I have to move like a professional from that day forward, because I'm getting recruited by all these top coaches in the country. I'm hanging out with the best players in the country. I'm getting pretty much whatever I wanted, and you're getting treated like royalty at your high school. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much do whatever you want. So at that point, it's just like people have to like hold you accountable.
And to go roll off of that, RJ, I actually saw a buddy of mine had posted that back years ago, your brand or your name as far as in the college football world kind of started about that 10th grade usually. Now you're starting to see a lot of these kids getting offered in that 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
8th grade, bro.
You're starting to see more of it. So like that 8th grade now is that prime time opportunity for you to showcase what you can do. Because when you're coming to high school, everybody will know who you are.
Yeah,
like it's trickling down younger and younger.
It's just completely like changing the game, and it's going to change recruiting because all these kids are brands. Yep. So it's like, okay, I can go to Alabama and grow my brand more, but I already got my brand. I'm Travis Hunter. I'm going to go to JSU. I'm going to bring some more light to HBCUs and this whole thing that's going on. I'm going to get a documentary made about me, like covering the football season, letting y'all really see what's going on here, and just bringing more spotlight to that whole scene in general. Because, like, I mean, you got to also think about it with, like, all this movement towards HBCUs in this time. It was just waiting for somebody like this to make this move. I mean, Master P's son did it last year. He obviously transferred, so you see how that went. But it's just waiting for somebody to take that chance and be the first one to do it, because nobody want to be the first one to do something. They always want to be like, oh, so-and-so did this. Now I'm going to go and do this. And now I can do it.
There's still a chance. Like, I don't know, like Florida State fans need to realize there's still a chance that he could go there 1 year and go, you know what, this might have been a mistake, and then transfer and go to Florida State.
That would be more of an issue in my eyes.
After the way y'all acted today, he ain't coming to Florida State. I tell you that
right now. He didn't get. I'm telling you, he didn't get any hate. Not that I saw.
I bet if we hop on Twitter.
I'm sure if you hop on Twitter, I mean, Jesus Christ gets hate on Twitter.
I think Twitter's not a real place. You've got one side that hates it, and you got another side that loves it. It's just there's always going to be a 50-50 on this situation. But at the end of the day, we can't tell the 17-year-old what to do. Like you said at the beginning of the show, Kyle, we're 17 years old and we're handed $1.5 million, and all we got to do is play for a college like that versus Florida State.
There's not a goddamn person in the country that would say no.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, like we had said, if you go to a bigger school with a potential chance of getting drafted first round, there's career-ending injuries. There's a chance it don't work out. There's a chance you sit, and that diminishes your brand, as you mentioned, RJ.
I also wonder
that potential. It's not guaranteed. What was offered to him is guaranteed.
And I also wonder if Deion is giving him a chance to play both.
That could be.
Two-way.
Because since it's a D1 AA, like they're not super deep at depth. I'm sorry, but like in the ACC, you're not going to see somebody go both ways. They're just not going to let it fly. No. But you can kind of get away with that a little bit in college. Obviously, it's not ideal, but you can get away with doing something like that at a school. And now I have 2 draft stocks. I got my DB draft stock and my receiver draft stock.
Yep.
So there's also that, looking at it that way as well.
You're going to be a freaking road to glory player in real life.
Literally, bro. Like, this is literally, like, right now we are seeing a prime experiment with Travis Hunter. And I want it to work because I think it would be cool. But at the same time, if it fails, it is going to be a really big blueprint for a lot of kids to be like, hey, don't go make this mistake. Don't go chasing the bag, because you chased the bag and look what happened. You threw your chance away at the league. threw your chance away at being a college football superstar, and this happened. So we gonna see.
To me, I think it would be easier for it to work out and be drafted if he was a quarterback. Because quarterbacks, you hear all the freaking time, everybody needs a quarterback. And you start seeing those quarterbacks from random ass schools that you've never heard of, all of a sudden they're top 15 picks. And you're like, where the heck did this kid come from?
Well, listen,
Pick it.
The thing about it, man, is he's gonna have that hype going in though, so people are gonna know who he is. By the way, our bottom tickers, I forgot to edit that today, so we're not talking a 12-team college football playoff if you haven't guessed it.
Yes, 12-team college football playoff. Let's talk about it.
Just little things. I also didn't click record on Audacity again. So there I go. Awesome. Good old Kyle. No, but I mean, he's going to have that storyline following him, so he's going to have that attention going there. But one thing that kind of gets me is I don't know if he's going to get – you understand how good you have to be at a small school like that to be drafted or noticed. Ezra Gray, right here in Panama City, Mosley alum, went to Alabama State and is being considered by many one of the greatest HBC running backs to ever play.
Straight up, man's a demon.
And is not projected to be drafted as of right now.
Yeah, he'll probably get – well, that's also, too, just like Alabama – that's a product of where he went and not being – like, not saying like the HBCU, but like a matter of like Alabama State is not a proven winner. It's not a consistent winner.
They don't have Deion Sanders as their head coach, right?
Not that. It's just like – because there's good football that gets played in the SWAC and stuff, but it's just like you don't have –
Is the TV a bad idea, Drew?
No, I'm just wondering why the fuck he's got a stuffed animal walking around. He had it in him with him in class, but now he's got it walking off the field at the state championship game.
I imagine they're explaining why in the video.
That, or it's just part of the whole.
I'm not invested in him. I don't want to.
Hey, shout out my man chasing the bag. This is a real big experiment. Honestly, I think it's cool because it's just a big experiment for college football. And me being like a marketing guy, if this go right, bro, like this is game changing. Because now #1 recruits, you can go wherever you want. We're gonna make a documentary and throw 7 figures behind you. Pick a school. We can do this wherever. We can do this at Texas. We can do this at Oklahoma. Like, there's so many options for this to go right.
Go find them oil rigs out in Texas.
Yeah, but there's also so many ways for this shit to go wrong. So it's a really cool experiment, honestly, that we won't know the effects of until 3-4 years down the road.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on.
But I told y'all this shit was coming when USC started buying houses for folks. I was like, college football is completely changing at this point. And y'all was like, yeah, it might a little bit. And now we doing 7-figure doc deals.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope it's not for the worst, man, because the biggest issue in sports right now is that it becomes more about money than it does anything else. And I don't want that to happen to college football.
It's not, but at the same time, like, them kids was tired of playing and not getting paid.
Yeah. You got to think
you can't keep doing that to
NCAA
folks.
football is a multi-billion-dollar, quote-unquote, non-profit organization.
Yeah, but how much does the CEO of the NCAA
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
month?
saying. But it's considered a non-profit organization, but is a multi-billion-dollar organization.
Can't happen. All right, I want to hear some comments on this next subject here. Tell us the best Christmas gift you have ever received, and this is sports-related. The best sports-related Christmas gift you've ever gotten. Leave us a comment and tell us what yours was, and we'll read some of them off here. And we got quite a few viewers, so I would love to read some of those off. Let's start with you, Drew. The greatest sports-related Christmas gift that you've ever gotten.
So I've kind of got two. The very first Christmas gift I ever got was a stuffed animal version, like a stuffed version of a basketball. I still have that to this day. It is at my house right now. But sports-related, very first Christmas gift ever got. Another one that I had gotten was back when fat heads were the biggest thing. Greatest thing, had seen pictures, had seen all my friends had one. Everybody had one, and I kept begging my parents. And they're like, no, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Don't worry about it. Like, we've got you something else. Well, Christmas morning happens. I wake up, get out of bed. And I walk past this wall, and all of a sudden I turn. I'm like, I got something on my wall. I look up. It's a big old fat head of Reggie Bush that was just put on my wall in the middle of the night. And I was like, how did I not wake up for this? I had a big old Saints Reggie Bush. Love that man.
That man was, injuries.
Yeah.
No, that's tough.
Drew, I'm honestly surprised you didn't get a game-used trash can from the Astros Stadium.
Dude, if you could find me one, I'll take it.
Get that thing out of here.
With the dents in it and everything.
If you could find me one, said Correa hit it here and Altuve hit it here, I'm in.
Hey, leave us a comment. Tell us some of your y'all's favorite sports-related Christmas gifts that you've ever gotten.
What was yours, Kyle?
Huh?
What was yours?
I have two. Both of them pretty recent, actually. One of them was in 2015. I got tickets to the FSU Houston bowl game. Houston beat FSU. But if you've never been to a bowl game, they do like these fan fest experiences the day before. And, dude, bowl games are just so much fun because everybody there is in a good mood. Houston fans are very classy fans. They were literally patting FSU fans on the back on the way out of the stadium. But bowl games are fun, man. They have a fan fest. And, of course, I got tickets to my first ever WrestleMania back in Christmas of 2 years before that, Christmas of 2013, got tickets to WrestleMania in 2014. And it was awesome, man. WrestleMania is, that was always on my bucket list. And I got to go. And the show opened with Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and The Rock, which were like my 3 childhood heroes.
That's fire.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was like that. If I booked the show, that's the way
That's
I
who you
would
would
have
have booked
started
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what's up.
man.
Yeah, I can't.
That's cold.
That's dope. What
Now,
about
is
you,
it-
Mark?
I mean, the best one I could have possibly got, I got like a little custom Cowboys jersey. That's about it. Honestly.
That would be toilet paper for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah.
How about them
No,
boys?
I get like a little. Usually, like every year, my grandparents send me something Cowboys related. But I think the coolest one I've gotten is just a custom Cowboys jersey. I probably had it for like 6-7 years, and it still looks brand new.
That's fire. My friend's dad has got like a split Cowboys jersey, so it's like the blue and then the white, and then
Oh,
it's got like
shit.
the stripe of the blue jersey on this one and the stripe of the white one on the other. It's so hard.
That's awesome.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Very hard.
I'm sorry, Marcus. I ain't seen you in like 2 weeks. I gotta let you know.
Hey, it's all good.
They did just beat another team with a 500 record, putting that to 3.
That's crazy. Tim Patrick's still the goat.
Oh.
Tim
Tim
Patrick.
Patrick.
I think my gift for Christmas, that like the best gift I had, was going to see Minnesota play Wisconsin. It was the 2020 year when they had so the winner of that game got to go represent the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl. They would have been the representative in the Rose Bowl, and they would have played in the Big Ten championship game because that year Ohio State was going to the playoff.
Yeah.
So they were a lock. So all they had to do was literally just beat Wisconsin. I got to go to game day and find out that brick in front of the thing is just a carpet. Ruined my childhood. But that was tight. But then I got to be on the sideline for the game in the snow. And that was a blast because it's just like it's a top 10 matchup. It's for the axe. Like, obviously, we ain't win, but that shit was so cool. It's just like being down there in the mix. Can't beat that. And almost getting my head taken off. Them jackets that they wear out there, bro, them things are thick. And the punter almost lit me up with one of them things because he was like just turning around throwing them. And I had to like weave back. Thank God I did because them jackets are heavy.
If that would have hit you, you could have called Urban Meyer.
Oh,
On
nah,
his
bro. I would have grabbed it and wore it, bro. Them things was warm as hell.
Well, going back to your bowl game story, me and my little brother ended up getting tickets whenever we lived in just south of Nashville. One Christmas, we got tickets as a family to go see LSU play in the bowl, the Music City Bowl, and coincidentally played against Brian Kelly and them boys from Notre Dame. And LSU, Leonard Fournette ran all over them, had a kickoff return for a touchdown, had like an 85-yard touchdown in that game, and then we still lost in the last seconds on a field goal. So, but yeah.
Was this the year that they had the imaginary, or Matt Tateo was there with the imaginary girlfriend?
That's when they played for the Natty.
That was a few years before.
That's when they got smoked by Alabama, like many do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be doing more themes like this. I think next week, the 22nd, is actually our last sports show of 2021. So next week, we're going to be doing some New Year's resolutions. That'll be pretty fun. Looking forward to that for sure. We're going to close this show out here, though, with some picks. Drew, you got some it's going to be hard to make these NFL picks this week since like 1,000 people have COVID in the NFL right now.
Well, I've got the top 5 that I could come up with that were between decent teams per se.
I know the Thursday night game is good this week.
The Thursday night game is the best game.
Thursday night game is lit. It's what, the Cardinals and
No, Thursday.
I was gonna swear it was the
Thursday night is Chiefs Chargers.
Oh, it's
That's
Chiefs
it,
Chargers Thursday? Oh
Yeah.
no, Cardinals and
So let's pick that one last.
So let's go ahead. Or you want to just do 5, or you want to go all the way?
Oh, hey, gentlemen, there are 2 games on the Saturday, by the way. There's 2 NFL games Saturday.
Saturday football, baby.
Yeah. Better
And
than
Spider-Man Friday
better than
night.
the bowl games we got.
You want to go ahead and do all of them, or you want to go top 5?
Top 5, please, for the love of God.
Top 5.
All right.
I'm not ready to make all my picks. I got to wait for this COVID shit to keep going.
Packers Ravens.
How do y'all want to go here? Want to go Marcus, RJ, Kyle, Drew?
I'll go
Yeah, that
for
works.
Yeah, that works for me. Fine.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
I'll take Packers.
There's only 5 games. You can give a short defense if you guys.
Oh,
want to.
okay. Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and company, they're playing really good football. I actually think that as of right now, the Packers are the team that will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. They just look like they're clicking on every cylinder. Defense is playing great. Running game is, oh my God, the running game is doing so good right now. Yeah, it's even with the tough division, Packers are looking strong. Ravens, I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's still questionable to play right now.
Yep. That's you.
If Lamar plays, I want to take the Ravens just for like the sake of taking the Ravens. I love the Ravens, so like I'm always just kind of like be biased towards the Ravens. Aaron Rodgers is playing like a demon right now, so like it's kind of hard to take anybody outside the Packers. But for the sake of conversation, I got the Ravens, and it's gonna be like a sloppy game. I feel like it's because that's just an awkward position. And with Mark Andrews last week, he got to respond. So expect a big game from him. If Lamar
They have
play,
no secondary, dude, don't they? They have no secondary right now.
if Lamar play, they're gonna be okay. If Lamar don't play,
They still might lose by 37. You know, no big deal.
Well, they figured it out towards the end of the game.
Well, they also that was a game I think it was 2 weeks ago. They went for 2 because they had no corners left on the roster.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey had torn his ACL. He was out. I was like, all right, okay.
I gotta go Packers here on the road. I mean, it's like you said, RJ. Aaron Rodgers is playing way above his head. Above his head is how good he's playing.
the man's playing out of his mind right now.
I mean,
He looks bored.
He looks
bored.
He does, dude. I literally believe what Nick said, like that he did that in week 1 on purpose.
Hey, I'll take it.
He has
We
not
needed
looked
to
like
win.
that guy since.
Do you guys think that he's the MVP right now?
Yes.
I don't. Yes, MVP. I don't think he did the week 1 thing on purpose, honestly, because that boy wasn't in training camp. He wasn't around. So like you just getting out there and trying to high school Harriet. Yes, you are Aaron Rodgers, but the day is in. Sean Payton is expecting a game out you, man. That man came with a game plan, and Cameron Jordan was not about to get embarrassed with a new quarterback and let Jameis look like that. So I don't want to hear that he was bored. Foolishness. That boy ain't show up to camp and got dragged the first game, but then was like, I need to prepare, and he been great ever since. But that first game was a shit show, and you could just tell with them picks because it looked clear as day that boy was not prepared.
Yeah.
This game will be won by AA Ron and not the AA Ron that you're thinking.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
How shocking.
Wow. Okay.
Hey,
I mean, I think AJ Dillon might do more work than you think, but AJ Dillon looks like he might compete for that starting job next year. Honestly, he's doing really good.
Yeah, he's been awesome. The one shining star on my fantasy team, and I took him in like the 14th round.
I thought they just paid what's his name though. Didn't they just pay
they
Aaron
just
Jones?
paid Aaron Jones. Yeah, but
The Packers don't like to pay folks.
AJ Dillon's thighs.
They ain't even want to pay Aaron.
AJ Dillon's thighs are bigger than me.
I mean, they're gonna lose Rodgers and Devontae next year probably.
You gonna lose AJ too unless you pay him.
Yeah.
Cheap ass.
All right, let's speed through
Stay in
the
them
Next
over
one we got
Speed
is
through the next 3.
Patriots Colts.
Give me the Pats. Hammer it down. Don't ask me no questions. Mac is the rookie of the year, the best player in the league right now. That is my guy. Ain't no rookie playing better than Mac right now. Period.
Not only did you skip the entire order, but you're saying some ridiculous shit.
That's
right
Mac. Stop playing.
You
That's
are
my dog.
talking ridiculous shit. But I am going to take the Patriots, though. It's another team that's playing great, even with a rookie quarterback.
Because he's not a rookie.
Defense, Mac Jones. Well, yeah.
I know.
You guys just, like, I don't understand how Belichick and company can just take a rookie quarterback and it's like, here you go, we're going to be the number one team in the entire conference.
Where did he come from?
He came from Alabama.
Kyle Albritton says Patriots and the game manager Jones.
Cap again, Kyle. Cap again.
He threw 2 passes and 1. I mean,
yeah, but at the same time, you gonna throw in that weather, Marcus?
Ain't nobody got Josh Allen's arm.
Yeah, well, first of all, they threw in that weather, and how'd that turn out for them?
Because they had to.
Exactly, and how'd it turn out? Them boys lost.
That would have been a game to see, like, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. I just want to see him throw like 30 times in that weather.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, it was like...
Don't look like a game of Madden.
Stephon Diggs said it was like trying to catch a wiffle ball that somebody dropped out of an airplane.
Shoo. Yo, nah, bump that, bro. We running the rock. And on top of that, that man got out coached. So, shout out them boys, man.
K-Dub, what you got?
I'm actually going to take the Colts. They're at home here. They're playing really good. They got that playoff spot secured. They got to keep winning to get it, and they're in contention for their division right now because Tennessee's looking pretty weak. So I'm Colts at home only because it's in Indy.
I'm joining you with the Colts. They have to win this game.
Yep,
and it's going to be a big Jonathan Taylor day. They have to win this game if they want to see the postseason.
Marcus, come get your boys.
How about the Dolphins right there, 1 game out of the playoffs, by the way?
Man. I mean, I can't say nothing about Drew. Drew lost to somebody in fantasy that had 3 people on a bye, basically. So.
Hey, we'll get on that later.
Yeah. Hey, listen to the fantasy podcast if you want to hear more of these 3's interactions. It's Fantasy Football ND.
Let's go.
I'll do your plug for you.
Thank you. Broncos, Bengals.
Bengals.
Who cares, Bengals?
Like I said,
give me Denver.
I gotta go. I think I gotta take Joe. I can't pick against Joe.
It's too hard.
It's just I never feel like they're out of the game.
I'm going Cincinnati as well. Saints Bucks on Sunday Night Football.
Bucks by 20.
Yeah, I'll be there that game.
Hey.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm definitely going to try and hold a sign because I'm close enough that says keep the Rays in Tampa, but that's beside the point. I'm going to take the other guy who is potentially going to be the MVP in this league, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Golly, man. By the way, it would be keep the Rays in St. Pete would be the actual correct answer.
No, bring him to Tampa.
There you go.
Get him out of St. Pete.
We sweeping Bucks?
Yeah.
You picking the Saints for real?
I said sweeping Bucks. I'm picking the Bucks.
I thought you said that you're going to sweep the Bucks. Like the Saints are going to sweep the Bucks.
No, we did good just to win the one we did.
Okay.
And to end them all, let's go Chiefs Chargers.
Back to the order here. Mr. Marcus, who and why?
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to take the Chargers.
Damn.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I know both of these teams are playing red hot right now, but there is something. Oh, wait, never mind. I apologize. There's a couple good key players that have COVID with Chargers. Scratch that shit. Give me the Chiefs. There's like 5 starters on defense that have COVID from the Chargers right now. I'm good with that.
There's like 5 starters per team. The whole Dolphins running back core is out.
There's 7. It's worth mentioning. Are we gonna have football this weekend?
We signed Duke Johnson to our practice squad, and they literally he's probably gonna start Sunday.
I mean, I hope we do.
The other
but like,
game manager in the Bucks.
This is it's happening in the NBA too right now. There's a huge COVID swing. I don't know what's going on.
There are 7 teams that are in like tier 1 protocols in the NFL, and that means they're all virtual.
I would not be.
I'm
shocked.
sweating right now, boys, because I paid what I paid for these tickets. I was like, y'all better have this game this weekend.
Tampa and the Saints are pretty clear. I think they're probably the 2 of the only teams that aren't really dealing with it hardcore.
Come on, man. Come on, dude.
Y'all should be A-okay over there. I gotta take the Chiefs.
We're in Florida, so it'll be all right. Gotta take Chiefs.
I gotta definitely take the Chiefs on this one. It's just them boys are red hot. Yeah, Justin Herbert's slinging that thing over there, but this defense is starting to somewhat pick it together. And I don't know if y'all saw Melvin Ingram last week, but he looked 5 years younger and like a demon. I ain't like that too much. So as a Pats fan, I'm a hope the Chargers win, but I got to take the Chiefs.
I I am never going to pick. If they were 0-11 right now, I'm not picking against Pat Mahomes in prime time. It's just not a thing I can do comfortably.
Marcus, you went Kansas City?
Yes, I did.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to go Chargers.
For the sake of being different, I like it.
Just an underdog mentality type deal here. Everybody's out with COVID. We got to come out strong.
I believe in my man Austin Eckler and Jay Herbo.
Hey, I just want to throw a little
Keenan
shout out there to myself, a little pat on the back. I went 12-2 last week in our little picks that we did. So
Keenan Allen is back, and that's a great sign for Jay Herbo. So I think.
And what's his name? He's played like the last 2 weeks in place of Keenan. He's came on really strong. Slayton,
Jalen Guidry.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yo, that man is.
He is a deep threat. Did you see that ball that Justin Herbert threw this past weekend?
Yeah, while getting hit too.
Oh
yeah.
my!
That gives them a third option at receiver now. Like that's a problem. Oh yeah, I forgot because y'all could have drafted him.
Yeah.
Shit!
I loved it. I loved watching it.
Oh,
but yeah,
loves watching Tua.
Give me L.A. and it's in L.A.
So it's still an away game.
You know what though? If I need to throw from me to Drew, give me Tua.
So it's still a away game.
Bruh, I feel bad for the Chargers. Like, you put all that money into that nice stadium, and literally nobody shows up, and every game you play is pretty much an away game. Like, that sucks. But
LA.
That's what happens when you live in L.A. and try to have a sports team. Until
they
win.
I am looking at some of these other games, guys, and it's
a rough weekend.
It's like
it's bad.
Raiders, Browns, Washington, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Jets, Dolphins, Cardinals, Lions.
Hey, we finally gonna get to see Dan's 4th, 7th string running backs and corners. Maybe the Jets turning around this week.
It didn't help them last week against the Saints at home.
I am picking the Jets. I'm picking the Jets in an upset over Miami this week.
Oh God!
Just in case anybody wants
at
to know
home.
That. Well, listen, dude. Miami's whole running back core is out, and the game's gonna come down to Tua, and it's not.
But Duke Johnson's nice.
Yeah, if we're talking like 2012.
I mean, he nice enough to get y'all through this.
I'm sorry. We had the I didn't put the game of the week on here. My bad. Texans Jags.
Yeah, dude. What do you think?
2-11.
Might actually be the best game of the weekend.
I'm going to watch that out of pure boredom, but I want to see the Jags win because I want to see Urban Meyer. I love seeing that whole issue, and the more he wins, the more there's less reason you can get rid of him.
You know what sucks
Jags
the most?
3.5-point favorite, too.
He's just a coach, dude. That's the thing. Like,
you know what sucks the most? Our Monday night game.
What is it?
6-7 Vikings versus 4-9 Bears.
I am glad I will be working.
Softball's over. Yo, I got nothing to do on Monday night but watch that atrocity.
I mean,
Is
low
the
key.
Cast gonna be on for that one at least?
I don't think so.
But
I mean, low
That's
key,
even
the way
worse.
that Kirk Cousins be playing, we got a chance to see Khalil Mack maybe go crazy, get a flashback.
Kirk Cousins.
Khalil Mack does play well in prime time. So
Yeah,
Kirk
maybe that
traditionally-
defense go crazy.
Cousins can't play.
That's what I'm saying. That's prime time Kirk gets prime time Khalil.
That's true. That's true.
Time to up the score.
Go Vikes.
go Vikes.
Yeah, 100% go Vikings. Poor Justin.
Yeah.
Poor Dalvin
Get
can't run
Nagy
unless
out
he's
of
in a
there.
shoulder. Yeah, you can't. Okay, well, that's a different conversation. For a
Nah, that
different
boy
day.
gotta go.
That's I mean, listen, it ain't all Matt. I mean, I watched Justin Fields the other night throw passes that I was like,
I mean, yeah, but
Kyle Wright could have hit that receiver.
I also saw Trubisky do the same things.
Trubisky. So,
But Trubisky went to the playoffs.
Trubisky did take that team to the playoffs.
Like
With the same,
three out of
year.
5 years or something.
Yeah.
1 year.
now that boy on the bench in Buffalo, sitting behind Josh. He probably should have got in the other week. Josh was throwing that thing.
That's a good job. Yeah. Let's get out of here, guys.
That wind over there.
Hey, we'll be back next Wednesday with more of these, I guess you can call them incredible takes and
Yes.
our awesome opinions. Next week, last show of 2021, so be here. We'll be doing some cool stuff. We'll see y'all then.
Mac Jones for MVP.
Thanks for listening to the Right On Sports Show. Find the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or find the guys on YouTube at Right On Sports and hit that subscribe button to be notified when they go live. In the meantime, check them out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Right On Sports.